retail had a really fast late run up. I would say 2007, 2008. You saw a lot of the price per square foot of storefronts and retail boxes increased dramatically, and a lot of that was due to national tenants, Damon, some in Milwaukee, some on North. They were coming in. You have BCBG, Joe's Jeans, Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
They were paying $60, $65 a square foot in an area that was typically $25 for the high end. Now, I'm not a retail guy, but that is kind of the ballpark of where the pricing was. That hurts a lot of the small businesses. You have mom and pops that are, as the economy turns, if they just came in trying to compete, say they just started a year or two ago and they're trying to compete with the, getting a good location in a retail space with a large tenant, they can't afford to do it. If they overpay, then and their business slows down a little bit, they're in trouble. So you are seeing a lot of stores closing. Now, I don't think, I'm involved with the Chamber of Commerce, and not every business that is closing because the economy is bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are closing because they're retiring. They don't want to do it anymore, or they're moving locations, or they're realizing that they could make it, but it's not profitable enough for them to do it anymore, to spend the time or have the headaches or whatever. So I feel like a lot of people are reevaluating kind of their lives and what they do in this time, and you see a lot of people are saying, you know what, it's not worth the headache. I'm going to try to tone down my lifestyle and get a job that makes me happy, or have some more time to spend with my children, things like that. So it's not all bad. I mean, a lot of people assume when you see a storefront open or vacant that it's because the business, the economy's slow and went out of business, but it's not necessarily always the case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn back around and go up Damon.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like everything around the Six Corners, most everything on north, east of Damon, a lot on Damon, that all seems to be doing fine just in terms of you're not seeing lots of vacancies.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like for about every space that gets filled on northwest of Damon, it seems like one comes open, at least over the last couple of years, just from what I've noticed. I haven't kept tabs on every open space, but obviously the character changes a little bit after you pass under, the Damon stop,
mm-hmm.
in terms of the boutique shops and the nightclubs and restaurants starting to disappear. So
I think, just as there's less demand, the A+ locations are making it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are A+ because they are within 1 block radius of an L stop, 1 block radius of a major intersection, and you kind of have the restaurants and bars, a great mix of restaurants, bars, banks, and stores to bring all different types of people, or all different people, maybe the same type of people, but with different needs at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a good mix, I think it makes everybody can play off of each other. And I think same as purchasing residential real estate. I think right now, they always say location, location, location. Well, I think people kind of got away from that because you just assumed wherever you bought, you were going to make money and do well. And a lot of people actually went the opposite of location. They went to maybe a location that wasn't always seen as a great location because they thought it was going to be the next great location.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're getting hurt on their values. But I think if you follow that the oldest rule in real estate, I think it's very, very important right now.
What's it lacking at this point? I mean, I know that I sometimes get frustrated that I don't have a Jewel Osco or a Dominic's a little closer just for my sort of standard grocery needs. Aside from that, what does the neighborhood need, or what are you gonna have to drive a little bit to go find?
I think the neighborhood needs parking. I think it needs more public parking.
Mm-hmm.
I think the neighborhood needs a nice gym. There are several gyms, but I think the clientele in Bucktown would use a higher end gym.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's coming in. I know there were some plans by Preferred Development. I'm not sure if they've scrapped those plans or if they're still doing them, to do one on Milwaukee and Wood, where that Walgreens is.
Yep.
They wanted to do retail parking and maybe get a nice gym tenant in there. Bucktown is lacking a hotel, even though the hotel business is probably one of the worst businesses right now. Not too many developers want to speculate on putting hotels anywhere because occupancy rates are down. But Bucktown, there is no hotel anywhere close to here. And for people that have family, you have a lot of people that live here from out of town or even in the suburbs, where they're originally from. And when they have family come to visit, there's nowhere for them to stay, so they're all staying downtown. I think it could use a grocery store, a nice grocery store. But it's, again, we're not that far away from, nice grocery stores.
Yeah.
But you could definitely say those things.
I gotta say, if your big concerns are coming down to hotels and gyms at this point, you're doing all right.
Yeah, it's a great neighborhood. I mean, there's so many things. It offers so many things. Like, you don't have to leave this neighborhood for anything if you don't want to. You don't have to go downtown to go shopping. You don't have to, you can go very Olivia's Market. My wife and I love Olivia's Market. It's a little grocery store on Wabansia.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can go in there. It's kind of the old-fashioned way. You shop that day for what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And you go home, you cook, and maybe the next day you go back. And it's good. I mean, it might be a little more expensive than, let's say, a Jewel, but the stuff is fresher. It's easier to get in and out of, the store, and you're not wasting food.